Dream City, Mayanagri, Bollywood, and blah blah blah. Mumbai, the port city whose importance was first exploited by the British even before the establishment of British colonial rule in India. Early records of the city describes it as the group of seven small islands inhabited by fishermen under the control of the Sultan of Gujarat. When the Sultan of Gujarat succumbed to the Portuguese in 1534, these islands fell into the European hands. The Portuguese later presented the island to England as a part of the dowry of Catherine Braganza on her marriage to Charles II. As of now, Mumbai, as a city of commercial importance, alone accounts for 20% of the total economy in India's organized industry, and the city ports handle 40% of the India's total foreign trade. Though it is the capital of the state of Maharashtra, it can be described as the country's financial capital. The city was the pioneer of revolution in medical education system. The medical education in India can be traced back to the era of Charak and Sushruta, who had their own doctrine in treating and teaching indigenous system of medicine in ancient India. The formal training of Indians in medical sciences has started at the time of British rule. However, tracing back to the history of Indian medical education during the British rule, the Nair hospital can be considered as the gateway for the entry of our own people into this medical education system. It was 1920 and the island city of Bombay had only one medical college, the Grant Medical College. India was under British rule and naturally the college was managed by the British. No Indian doctors were appointed irrespective of their academic background and experience. This was the time when the country was in the throes of the independence movement.
कदम कदम बढ़ाए जा खुशी के गीत गाए जा ये जिंदगी है कौम की तो कौम पे लुटाए जा कदम कदम बढ़ाए जा.
As Indian doctors are not allowed to teach medicine, Dr. Sathe and Dr. Bhadkamkar, along with local nationalistic leaders, felt that the city should have a medical college which will cater services more dedicatedly to our own people. But to make own institute, they needed locally generated funds without taking any help from the British rulers. Through donations from the Tilak Swaraj Fund, on the 4th September of 1921, the National Medical College was established. This college started functioning at the Victoria Cross Lane, Bhaikala. The founding fathers wanted to train doctors who could serve not only through hospitals but would also reach out to the community. Incidentally, Ayurveda was an obligatory part of the curriculum in our college. As in those days, even the universities were controlled by the British. The founders affiliated the institution to the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Bombay, and the first batch of students was admitted for its licentiate medical practitioner, that is LMP course. The People's Free Hospital was therefore set up close to the present campus and near where the YMCA stands today. Strapped as they were for funds, not being able to ask government for aid, the administrators were always on the lookout for local support. Fortuitously, at this time, Dr. A.L. Nair, the person after whom the road on which we are situated today is also named, came into the picture. He was the proprietor of the Powell and Company, dealing in medical supplies and equipments. He magnanimously donated 2 acres of his land for the hospital campus. In 1925, Dr. Nair helped to set up a well-equipped hospital which he named after his mother by Yamunabai Lakshman Rao Nair. He also donated funds to run the hospital. Much later, Mr. M.N. Desai, popularly known as Topiwala Desai, made a generous contribution of rupees 5 lakh to the college, which was then named after him as the Topiwala National Medical College. In 1946, the Municipal Corporation of City of Bombay passed a resolution taking over the college and acknowledging the high standards of education and the strong support from the municipal corporation, the Bombay University also affiliated the twin institutions. Since then, without looking back, the Topiwala National Medical College and BYL Nair Charitable Hospital have surged ahead and established themselves as a premier institutions of the city. These premier institutions are now affiliated to MUHS. Mentioning few of them here, these institutions has had many firsts to their credits. The first gastroenterology department, rheumatology and dermatopathology services. Ours is the only college in the city to have a speech and audiology department which gives formal training as a well-known school in that discipline. We were also the first to perform robotics. Ours is the only public hospital in the city to offer urodynamic studies and hyperbaric oxygen services. Nair is the only one medical college among all in Mumbai to run cancer daycare center. Our own former dean, Dr. Kalke, has invented a bileaflet heart wall, which is later named after him as Kalke Lilay Bileaflet Wall. Ours is the first public hospital to have 7 of our departments that have ISO 9001 certified. Psychiatry department runs first community-based preventive and child psychiatry services in India. Autism Dynamic Intervention, that is ADI, is a special school specific for autistic children. We can add many more to these credits. The campus has expanded from the 2 acres donated by Mr. Nair in 1946 to 20 acres in 2006, and the number of buildings in the campus has increased manifold. Today, with the infrastructure of the 1300 bedded BYL Nair Charitable Hospital, TNMC makes an ideal breeding ground for building medicos of the 21st century. It provides training courses in more than 25 different medical and allied branches, including 9 super specialty courses. Today, TNMC is one of the few institutions where students dream to get admission. TNMC has 150 intakes of MBBS students, whereas more than 170 PG students per year. Besides MBBS, we are having physiotherapy and occupational therapy schools with UG and PG intake. Recently, when the world was fighting with the COVID-19 pandemic, TNMC and BYL Nair Hospital was declared as the first dedicated COVID-only hospital, catering critical care to the patients. Till date, the hospital has screened over 17,000 patients and treated more than 8,000 people. The mortality rate of the Nair Hospital has remained low among all medical colleges in Mumbai. Nair was among the first of few other institutions who got ICMR approval for plasma therapy. With many drugs and vaccine trials, Nair has contributed a lot to the promising research on COVID-19. After listening to this brief past of Nair, I am sure that you all are feeling proud to be the part of this prestigious institution. And I am very sure that you are ready to make a history again. You all are welcome to this institution. Thank you.